Since everybody loved this so goddamn much, here we are back again. Kingdom Hearts 2, Final Mix, Randomizer. This is going to work pretty much the exact same way. I was going to say my controller doesn't work. The exact same way the other one worked, which is I have 3 patched ISOs, all with a different randomization seed. Everything is randomized that could be randomized. I tried not randomizing the Roxas section, but it still randomized the Roxas section, so I guess we're doing that again. And I also have one that should be patched in such a way that it doesn't include a data-heavy enemies, which might make the game crash. I also have disabled Lingering Will and all the data fights in that patch. Don't know how that worked, because apparently the Roxas thing didn't work. So, worst case scenario, I also have a clean ISO, which I can use to just progress through certain blocks if all my patches end up with a boss I can't defeat in a certain place. That'll only be a last ditch, like last worst case scenario kind of thing. But it's a backup I still do have. So we're going to skip anything like story related. We're only going to like do the randomization encounters and a lot of gameplay. Otherwise the series will last fucking forever in only one upload a week. So there's going to be a lot of jump cuts and what you're used to from the Kingdom Hearts Randomizer series. With all said, let's get into the first little bit with Roxas. I was expecting that to be Sora, but apparently not. And this is our first fight of the day. I'm going to abuse save states, as you probably realize. Let's see if the save states work. They do work. I know what this first fight is going to be. This first fight is one that you're not actually able to lose usually. So if you do end up losing it, that was not the right struggle bar. We're going to die anyway, so we have to reload. The game crashes. So I'll just show you that so that you know what we're all about here. Maybe we... Okay, we managed to beat Axel before he did his fire floor kind of thing. So this part of the thing we are able to lose, but Zigbar is going to... I don't know. Is he going to kill us? I think he might be able to kill us. If he's not able to kill us, we're stuck here because we can't do the reaction command. But I think he can kill us, which just ends this fight. And that means that we're going to be stuck with the defensive struggle bat, which isn't that big of a deal. Usually I go for the strength increasing one. But for now, I suppose it doesn't really matter too much. Let's save state here as well. Just because I can't invert the camera controls yet. And that really fucking bothers me. You can't do that until, I think, the Station of Awakening, or I think it's called the Station of Resonance as Roxas for some weird-ass reason. So, let's see what you tune into. There was a certain methodology to dealing with these encounters which you usually can't attack. I think you need to get hit in certain amount of time / a certain amount of HP damage. So we're just gonna walk around here and get hit by this soldier until the next cutscene triggers. So I'm not gonna subject you to that. I'm going to have to suffer through that. You won't. Okay, so this actually is ridiculously easy now because I think you will die in like a combo. Yeah, and only give 2 experience. The Dusk might usually only give 1 experience now that I think about it, so that might actually be an increase, as sad as that is. And that is so much easier and so much more doable than my first playthrough of this randomization. So maybe the blacklist patch did actually work. I'm hoping it did. Okay, you can do that before the thing. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to right stick. Camera left, right, reverse. That feels so much fucking better, you have no idea. So let's do a couple of meal delivery jobs. That is literally the quickest one, and when we have enough money, we can move on with our lives. I just skipped over getting a map for an area where we're probably not gonna be anytime soon. But I should not skip over transitions for cutscenes that quickly, just because you can actually get like proper items from them. So I'll try to show those on camera as well. Everything that's going to be randomized I run into, I will try to show. Which is another reason that I think it's maybe not a bad idea that this Roxas section is included in the series. Just because The abilities we get from level up and from boss fights and the items obviously we're going to find, those are all going to be randomized, as well as there's Dusk, which is now a Neo Shadow, which somehow actually feels kind of fitting. Usually you can't defeat this one, so just get hit a couple of times and wait for the cutscene to trigger. And here we are, the Station of Serenity, which still don't know why Roxas doesn't awaken, but is some kind of special thing. It's probably just like something that was later made a way bigger deal out of, but in Kingdom Hearts 2 wasn't a big deal yet. Okay, so we're fighting 3 not that big of a deal enemies, really. I mean, the Lance dude is probably the most annoying here, I want to say. Yeah, probably you're the most annoying. So we're going to pretty easily take care of all of these, and then we're going to move on. I wonder if the Twilight Thorn gets randomized this time around. I'm going to go ahead and guess it doesn't, and my game just crashed, like, very badly. I don't know why. Somehow the end trigger here just does not want to trigger, and crashes my game. So we're going to do this again with a different ISO. That's why I have them. This is going to be significantly more tedious. The Neo Shadow here, which has to damage me until very far into my health bar, has turned into a normal Shadow, which deals significantly less damage. So luckily for you, editing exists, and this is not a live stream like it originally was. This is just a video, so we can just cut ahead. If I could like snap my fingers, I would, but I literally can't. I could learn a thing or two from Thanos, I suppose. But luckily, I can do something Thanos can't, and that is video editing. So here we go. The Shadow literally does not want to attack me anymore, and I accidentally killed it. It literally stopped attacking me. I don't know. It literally, it just didn't attack. Are Shadows programmed such that they will never actually, like, kill you? That would make a lot of sense, because there's some areas in the game where there's a lot of Shadows piling up at you. So them like not attacking you all at once when you're low on health does seem like fair AI behavior. But right now it is not something that I'm particularly happy with, because as you can see, it'll attack me at the start, but then after a while it'll just stop attacking me. I'll just keep the footage uncut here so you can see when it actually stops attacking me. It's fairly obvious, because right now it won't attack anymore. Oh, it does! It's just very unlikely to attack, maybe. Maybe there was a bug? I don't know. But this seems like it could potentially be a problem. No idea what was different this time, but we did it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a save state here. Because the whole Shadow thing, it's just obnoxious. If we do need to reload another ISO again, this should do. So let's take this blade again and let's see what the enemies are in this randomization patch, because this is patch number 2. In theory, we should probably never even have to like use patch number 3, because we will go back to patch 1 immediately after this. And immediately means I don't exactly know when, but I do plan to go back to patch number 1 soon after this. Because otherwise you get into the situation which we had last time, and that was the game crashing. Okay, I guess this is what we have the clean ISO for. I'm guessing maybe the fact that it froze before has something to do with the fact that I think this is the battle where you get aerial recovery. And I did check the box that said early on aerial recovery, because obviously you want that as early on as possible. And it probably glitched out because it wanted to give you something else than aerial recovery, but the game expects you to have aerial recovery at that point or something like that. So that might have been the issue here. But before we open that chest, we're definitely going to save state. Save state. Yeah, we are save stated. And we're going to switch back over to a randomizer. And with that, we should now open the chest to find a potion. I think that's the normal item in there. I think the fact that the map was already loaded there might have bricked the game. So let's not do that. Yeah, so this time it was a potion. This is a clean ISO. And we didn't like get stuck on a black screen. So now we can properly save. If need be, we can use that save to load in a little bit more properly than a safe state, which is a little bit buggy sometimes. And now we can change. You get the point. Let's see what this randomization has to offer now that we are probably going to break the game again within 5 minutes. Because that's just my luck. We have nothing too serious quite yet. I did not equip area recovery yet. I probably should, like, right away. Oh, that makes a lot more sense now, doesn't it? We have those abilities from the start, and it tried to give us it again or something, and then break the game. Yeah, so we have guard, scan, dodge roll, and aerial recovery all from the start, which means that we now have 2 aerial recoveries. I'm gonna equip aerial recovery because I don't have enough AP to equip them all. All of these abilities are getting equipped as soon as they can, obviously. But yeah, I didn't know that was how it was gonna work. It does make sense that it gives you them right from the start of the game, rather than like in the earlier levels. But I don't know what's happening like half the time here, so... Other than the fact that all these enemies are not supposed to be fought by Roxas, like, at all. And I hope that the dancer just wants to go ahead and die, because the dancer's actually an issue and can T-pose me. Thank you. I think the dancer can T-pose me at any rate, I don't know for sure. And that's a navigational map, which I don't know what that is. Is that from Port Royal? That sounds like it could be from Port Royal. Last time we did this, we found Ultima Weapon in that chest. And the Oathkeeper. Did we find Ultima Weapon in that chest? No. We found Oathkeeper in that chest and then Ultima Weapon in the other side of Twilight Town, the Seven Wonders place. That's where we found the Ultima Weapon, not in that chest. I think, at least. I don't know. This is actually a bit of a scary... The rumble my Xbox controller is turned on while I'm playing with my PlayStation 4 controller on my PC, which means that every time like the game tells me or tells the computer like you should probably like use the rumble functionality, my controller almost vibrates off of my computer, and the reason I'm not using that controller is because the B button is broken, so I am using a proper PlayStation controller here. I think we might be about to break the game though, because I don't know what's going to happen here. Is it just going to be? It's just going to be Twilight Thorn. So let's cut ahead. Oh wait a second. We also have Reflect. Roxas can't use Reflect, obviously, but we have Reflect from the start as well. I also applied that. That's entirely true. Some fights are literally impossible without Reflect. Well, not literally impossible, but more or less impossible without Reflect. So I did enable that. Also, like, we're gonna need it. So don't add, mate. We're gonna need that Reflect. So yeah, I did enable that, but that means that we do have Reflects right from the start of the game. Roxas can't use it though, so it's not gonna help us anytime soon. I thought it'd be interesting to equip Scan rather than Aerial Recovery for this attempt, just because I've never actually seen the Twilight Thorn's HP bar, because that's not something you usually get to see, and I didn't really use Aerial Recovery in the last attempts anyway, so for anybody who's actually curious how much HP this Twilight Thorn has compared to other bosses in the game, here you go, about an HP bar and a half. Interesting stuff. Now, let's beat him. And that was that. So yeah, here you get Guard. I'm guessing that Guard, Aerial Recovery, the thing that would usually give you Scan. Those are the things that break the game when you already have them. And the randomization does weird things with them. I'm guessing it has something to do with that and not literally like every boss encounter bricks with the randomization, because that would be bad. Also, we've had boss encounters which haven't bricks yet, so that can't be the case. And I think today's the day of the struggle tournament, which is going to be a lot of boss encounters. And with that done, we can start the first match against, which usually would be Heiner. He's Heiner. I know my names. And it's going to turn into very off-tune notes. Vaxen. Okay. Luckily, I do have to win this. Never mind. I was going to say, luckily I don't have to win this, but I do. And that's not good for me. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe dodge roll is a better idea here. Yeah, this is an issue. That's a real issue. Definitely want either dodge roll or guard there. Also, you're data vaccine, by the way, because you start with your DM, which is definitely something data vaccine only does. So that is an issue. So let's try it again. But this time with scan unequipped, and let's equip guard. Let's see what guard does. I think it won't do me much good, but it's worth a shot. For the record, I see no universe where we win this. Yeah, literally no universe where we win this. Wait a second. I can damage him. Okay, maybe we can win this after all. We just need to... We don't even need to knock you out. We just need to get enough balls off of you. Damn it. So I'm not even going to bother too long with this one. It might be very entertaining to watch, but I think this literally isn't possible. If it were normal vaccine, maybe. Data vaccine, definitely not. Okay, so data vaccine was a little above my pay grade. Wait, what? I loaded a different ISO. Did I really get a randomization where one of my randomizations was normal? No. I didn't load it in properly. Definitely that is it. I don't have two different randomizations which both are data vaccine. It's still vaccine. I'll just give it a shot. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. The third randomization is not vaccine, but I don't know if this is particularly much better, to be honest. Do I have guard equipped? I do not. In which case, this is more doable. This is and this is normal Zigbar as well. So this is not even doable. This is probably going to be not even that difficult, all things considered, because it's about orbs, and he's not going to be able to pick up many orbs because he's floating all the time. So even without guard, I think this might not be that big of an issue. And getting, did I say Syx? I mean Zigbar. Out of the way now? Well, that doesn't necessarily hold true actually, because I've got a couple of different randomizations. So he could still pop up somewhere else at some point down the line. As long as I have more orbs than him by the end of this, that is all that matters. Also HP though. This is more doable though. This is something I can do. It's really strange though how 2 out of 3 of my randomizations there had data vaccine as that fight. What are the odds? How did that happen? I'm still convinced that there's something that I'm totally missing here, which definitely could explain it. But as far as I'm aware right now, it's just incredible odds, which is kind of, I mean, it's kind of funny in a way, I suppose, but it's real weird. I'm still assuming that there's something that I just do not understand that happened there. I do have enough potions to probably make this work. Yeah, I just gotta run out the clock and hope that I have more. Maybe dodge roll would even be better here. As long as I can run out the clock with more orbs than he has, which is only another 7 seconds, I should be fine. And we can move on to the next fight in the struggle tournament. Okay, so Zigbar turns out very bad at struggling. Next up is Vivi, which for some strange reason doesn't get randomized. I still don't understand why. Surely there is a reason, probably because Vivi like doesn't have an HP bar or something like that. And he would just brick the game in other places. But I'm assuming that Hainer is going to show up at some point later down the line as a boss fight. He might not, because I'm swapping around between different ISOs, but for all intents and purposes, I think he should be able to show up as a different boss fight. So why Vivi? Why does Vivi not get randomized? I don't understand. Twilight Thorn to a certain extent I can understand, because it's a very like specific boss fight with mechanics specific to that stage. And that would probably like brick a lot of arenas very badly. Oh my god, I forgot that the Vivi fight leads into this. If this breaks my game after the Vivi fight every single time, that's gonna be so annoying. Also, I do not have scan equipped right now, but I did get a strength and a maximum AP increase. And maximum AP increase actually is like the biggest thing in the universe, because I've got more abilities than I can equip right now, and I kind of want all of them equipped, because obviously I do want dodge roll, which you can't use as Roxas, I'm assuming. And I want area recovery, I want scan, and I want to keep block or guard as well. Even though guard is not that useful in this game, I don't think. Okay, yeah, it's Psyx. That seems like potentially Data Psyx as well. That's not good for me, eh? I know that's very bad for me. It's very not good for me. Please don't kill me, Psyx. I mean, at least it's... Oh, I can guard. I can guard. Never mind. I wouldn't say I'm fine. I don't know if this is a time-based thing, or if this is a I need to do a certain amount of damage against him kind of thing. Because if it's the second, I am screwed. There's no way in hell that I can do that. Because I don't think his Berserk is going to run out without a Berserk meter. Gonna be honest with you, I think he's infinitely stuck in Berserk mode here. And that's not good for me. So it's definitely I need to deal a certain amount of damage to him, because that lasted for a while. Okay, so the best I can think of right now, because I loaded a different ISO and I had the same thing again, it was Psyx again, Data Psyx most likely. What I do now in Kingdom Hearts 2 is when you go a certain distance away from a map, that is when the encounters reload. So if you, for instance, kill all the heartless or nobodies on a certain map, you need to leave that map and then go one map even further than that. You need to go 2 loading screens away for the initial encounters to reload. So I'm hoping that now that I've done with that in this with a new ISO, the encounter for Psyx has been reloaded into whatever the randomization for this patch is. So now that we've done explained, let's go see if that is actually the case. The heartless look different, so it seems to have worked. That is good to know as a general strategy for when we have to reload ISOs. You do need to go a couple of maps away in order for that to actually take effect. Good to keep in mind. This particular heartless seems invincible though, and I'm not a huge fan, I must admit. I don't know how we can deal with that, but if I can't hit him, that is legitimately... Oh, I can hit him from the back, that is it. Okay. I've never really had that much problems with this heartless type, but then again, I've never faced them without having a very wide moveset to deal with them. So I suppose it's only logical that they're being a bit of more of a pain than usual, because I only have like a 3-hit combo. This time around we have Cloud, which should be not necessarily easy to deal with, but easier to deal with, especially since we have Block, which like counters Cloud. And he deals like a foxhole less damage as well. Okay, this is going to be no issue whatsoever, unless this is the Paradox Cup version of Cloud, in which case we might have a lot of issues with him. But I don't think he is, because otherwise he would have done a lot more damage. Yeah, he's a bit of a pushover. I'm just bad at timing my guards. That's pretty much all the issues I'm having right here. I would very much like to have area recovery. There we go. This is probably usually where you get scanned, I'd say. Very interesting thing I never really realized is that you do actually fully beat Axel here. And so far my theory of me getting scan here, and that's the reason the game bricked because I already have scan, does hold up. So now we can go back into Randomization Town. But I think with that we have all the... Oh, we don't have all the Struggle Tournament matches done yet. So we need to do at least one more. So let's go ahead and load up a randomization. Oh, that's the Twilight Thorn. What? I thought you didn't get randomized. That's not good. That's very not good. Do I at least have the reaction commands? I might not have the reaction commands here. I might be in a bit of trouble. I do have the reaction commands. I wonder how that works. I guess you just T-pose when you're Sora. You're inside the building. Okay, this is the first time we're seeing semi, like, glitchy. Oh, so lucky I'm still inside the bounds of the arena here. So we just, I was going to say, we want to lose this, theoretically speaking, usually, because it gives us a better item, but this is so weird to say. This is so weird. What? What? What was that? Yeah, usually you want to lose this battle because you do get a better item for it, but I think you get 2 items no matter what, so since they're randomized, it doesn't really matter. It looks like I'm going to lose this fight either way, because this thing is fucking impossible to hit. And if it comes down to just the orbs, there's no way in hell that I'm getting enough orbs in the next 3 seconds. But hey, we've got the Twilight Thorn as a struggle competitor, and turns out Twilight Thorn, very good at struggle tournaments. So as a reward, we got the Guardian Soul Keyblade and a palace map. But we got the Guardian Soul Keyblade, which means that in theory we can now equip the Keyblade on default Roxas. Unless, I was going to say, unless the game crashes here, but it's just a cutscene loading, that's all. But I do think that is going to do it for us today. I don't know how long this video has been, because the recording session has been an hour and a half, but a lot of that is going to get cut out, so the series we just have to work together a little bit to see how long the videos are going to be and where I'm going to cut videos. I feel like this is a very good introduction to the series, and I don't know what will happen next, but I'm a vlogger, you've been awesome, as always. Bye.